Okay. So for the sake of record, this is sheet 1, question 7I. So I have the question here, x squared minus 4xy plus 4y squared minus 5 is equal to 0. First thing needed, x is equal to x prime cos theta minus y prime sin theta. Y is equal to x prime sin theta plus y prime cos theta. Then cot 2 theta, a minus c over b, or tan theta, b over a minus c. Then now we pick, so I've been using tan. We say tan 2 theta is equal to a, also b first, negative 4 over a1 minus c4. So we get negative 4 over negative 3, which is 4 over 3. Now there's no special angle theta that when multiplied by 2 and act tan on it will give you 4 over 3. We have no special angle of that kind. So what do? We resort to getting to the triangle. We make this guy to be 2 theta. Remember, you don't make it theta because what you have there is 2 theta. So you make it 2 theta. And then this is tan, which is opposed over from SOHCAHTOA. Tan is opposed, so it will be 4 over hypotenuse, 3, over adjacent, so that to get the hypotenuse, we square these two, add them, and square root. So you get 4 squared plus 3 squared, which is 16 plus 9, which is 25. The square root is 5. So now, remember, we have tan 2 theta is 4 over 3. So for sure, sin 2 theta is going to be opposite of hypotenuse, 4 over 5. Cos 2 theta adjacent over hypotenuse. So we get this. Now, from the compound angles, and some identities, you are able to solve and get yourself to this relationship that the double angle thing, you can have half for sine. For sine is 1 minus cos 2 theta. They all use cos, that's the good part. For cos, it's the square root of half 1 plus cos 2 theta. So it's quite a long way to prove these. But there are some identities that we have. So in this course, because we may never be asked to show where these are coming from, we just recall them from first year. Say some identities. So now after you recall this, then you can get your sine theta. So you say, okay, so what is sine theta? Sine theta will be the square root of 1 over 2, 1 minus cos 2 theta, which is what? 3 over 5. That will be the square root of half. Here you have 5 minus 3, which is 2 over 5. So inside there, you understand that you have 1 over root 5, which is the same as root 5 over 5. What is cos theta? The square root of half, 1 plus 3 over 5. What is this? This is half here, 5 plus 3, 8 over 5, which is 4, which is 2 over root 5, which is 2 root 5 over 5. So I'm just avoiding having the root in the denominator, yeah? That's why I'm trying to rationalize in that way. So from here now, Where do we move to? We go back to the equations now. Remember, x must be x prime cos theta. Now cos theta is 2 root 5 over 5, so x prime, minus sine theta is root 5 over 5 y prime. And so y is sine theta root 5 over 5 x prime plus cos theta 2 root 5 over 5 y prime. So for this question, this is the most important part. So now we go to our pieces. Say piece 1, x squared is going to be what? 2 root 5 over 5 x prime minus root 5 over 5 y prime. So it's being squared 2 root 5 over 5 x prime minus root 5 over 5 y prime. So we can take away root 5 over 5. So that will remain 2x prime minus y prime. 2x prime minus y prime. So remember root 5. So it must be squared here. Is it? Because it's taken away from both parts, so it must be squared. So once you square it, you get 5 over 25, which is 1 over 5. And then 4x prime squared minus 4x prime y prime, and then plus y prime squared. We leave 1, 2, negative 4xy, that is negative 4x is 2 root 5 over 5 minus root 5 over 5 y prime. This is x prime multiplied by y. Excuse, by y. What is y? Y is root 5 over 5 x prime, root 5 over 5 x prime plus 2 root 5 over 5 y prime. Okay. That is negative 4. Again, something is common here. Root 5 over 5 squared. So we can remain with this guy and this guy like that. That is 25. That is 5 over 25 again, which is negative 4 over 5. Then expand. That is 2x prime squared plus 4 minus 1, that is plus 3x prime y prime, and then minus 2y prime squared. Then 3, 4 y squared. So the 4y squared, what is y? Root 5 over 5x prime plus 2 root 5 over 5y prime squared. That's 4. We do the same to the We do the same to the y. To the root 5, I mean, over 5. So that will remain with x prime plus 2y prime multiplied by x prime plus 2y prime. This is 4 over 5 x prime squared plus 2 plus 2, 4x prime y prime plus 4y prime squared. So nice. Then maybe, I think we're done. Yeah, there's -5, which is a constant, so we're done. So you can now put them together. So we do the addition. So the first one, so as we add there, we'll be expanding. So the first one will have 4 over 5 x prime squared minus 4 over 5 x prime y prime plus y prime squared over 5. Yes. Plus the middle one, which is minus 8 over 5 x prime squared minus 12 over 5 x prime y prime plus 8 over 5 y prime squared plus 4 over 5 x prime squared plus 16 over 5 x prime y prime plus 16 over 5 y prime squared minus 5 is equal to 0. So we start with the product. This is -4 minus 12, we get 16. 16 over 5 plus 16 over 5, these will cancel. So we no longer have any product, so we're okay. Now let's add the x prime. So we have 5 down. So we get 4 minus 8, this one and this one, and then plus 4. I think that's all. This is x prime squared. And this is just 0. So plus 5. We have 1 for this one. We have 8. And then we have 16. That is 16 plus 9 y prime squared. All the terms have been touched. Is there any term remaining? Nothing. So this is equal to 5. Let's just say it's 5. So that is 25 over 5. We get 5. So we have 5 y prime squared is equal to 5 is equal to 5, which is y prime squared is equal to 1. Yeah. What is this? Come on, how do you sketch y squared is equal to 1? It's not making sense. I mean, yeah. So 5 So what kind of a shape is this? Oh, there was an error. There was no error. There was no error. Let's check. X squared, bam, bam. The squared, the product, then the square. 3 times xy. We have the squared, the xy, the y squared. Then y squared. Again, we have the squared, and the product. That's all. Then you put them together. Come out to y squared is equal to 1. Okay, that's the equation that we have. Yeah. So I've gotten the equation, except it's prime here. Remember, so I think it's of this kind because we have failed to trace we don't have the special angle of rotation, meaning that it's almost unsketchable because the angle is unknown. So where do we put it? How far do we go? Oh yeah, I get. So that's the reason why there isn't. Why there is no. In fact, you guys, when posting this, I'm going to post it on YouTube. Then I'll bring the link from there. So when you press on that link, it will take you to there. I think last year I did most of the questions on rotation with some other guys. So you can get a variety there. Just try to check. They may be there. Just like for probability and statistics. You try to check, you notice that so much information is there. So you've seen that when the angle is unknown, it's almost not possible to sketch it. It will come out very, very weird, like this one. This is just a point, because the only value of y that satisfies this is 1. So it's like if someone insists that you sketch, just 1, 1, it's just a point. That is 1, 1. That's the only one that is satisfies this. And also -1 to on the y, though. Y is under supposed to be negative. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that it should be line, no? These are just points. Okay, so this was rotation. And we've done the most basic and very important examples. One with an angle, one without an angle. And you've seen how you get to the solution. So for without the angle, mostly, they just ask you, like they asked you in the quiz, where they say, determine the equations of rotation. Meaning, you don't necessarily get to solve it. You'd end where do you end? You'd end here. They just ask you for those equations. But if they insist that you should get the equation, you get it. And they realize that it's unsketchable because you don't know the angle, so you don't know how far you should move from the x-axis to rotate. It's unknown. So we'll have to cool a bit for 10 minutes at 20 hours. we get back to 2100. Rn.